Good morning, Flosstube. It's Sarah, Handmade by Sarah W. I'm so glad that you're back. I'm glad to be back. I'm so excited. This is my second Flosstube video. So I just made my first one this past Monday, and today is Sunday, June the 4th, and I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad you're back. If you're back, I want to say thank you to so many people that subscribed to me, commented, liked, came and found me on Instagram. I am so overwhelmed with the response that I got from my first video. Honestly, I was so nervous to post it. I was so nervous making it. I almost didn't post it. I had some really good encouragement from friends that said, just do it, just put it out there. And you know, my family, just see what happens. So I did. And it warms my heart every time I read a message or, you know, somebody likes it or watches it. I cannot believe it. I can't thank you enough. Thank you to everybody. Also, I do plan to make more videos. So if you would like to subscribe, I would love that. I would love for you to know when I'm here and come and chat with me. I want to say a special thank you to a couple friends that really sent everybody over my way. You know, I have several followers on Instagram, but not near the amount that some other people do. And they got on there, sent people my way. So many people shared my the fact that I had a video on their stories or on their page. Tiger Lily, Carrie, she put a video telling everybody to come over, and I appreciate that so much. Jessica, Sweetwater Stitcher, she put it on her page, and so many people have told me, like, Carrie sent me over here, Jessica sent me over here, and I really appreciate that, and it means the world to me to have your support, and everybody else that did it too. There's a list of people that said, hey, you know, go watch Sarah. I love that we all support each other, and it just makes me feel so special. So thank y'all so much for doing that. Now, I'll get into the stitching. Last week, I had big plans to like finish all these patriotic pillows, and I did not make one pillow this week, but I did do another sewing project, and I'll be happy to show you that. I can't wait to show you. But first, I'm gonna go back to last week. I was showing you all of my patriotic stitches and finishes, and the one that was a whip was American Eagle by Blackbird Designs out of the Sweet Land of Liberty book. Well, I did finish stitching it. Now, I didn't finish it when on that day I said, oh, I think I can finish this. Let me see if I can put this so you can see it better. So I said, oh yeah, I think I can finish this today. I did not finish it that day, but I did finish it the next day. It was a little bit more than I thought that I had left, but that's okay. You know, we have big goals. So I have 2 new starts and 1 other stitch finish that I'm going to show you today. Every month on the first of the month, I start stitching with my friend Allie a Quaker, a monthly Quaker, and I'll show you July, because on June 1st I started stitching July so that I can display it for July. Now I put this in a calendar. A lot of you have probably seen it on my Instagram. I didn't bring it upstairs, but I will next week, and I'll tell you all about that. But this is the one for July. Now, I already had plans to start this, right? And Colorado Cross Stitcher does a summer camp every summer, a cross stitch camp. And so the prompt for June was to stitch something with birds. Well, this design has some birds in it. So you can see one in the corner and some in the middle. I thought this is the perfect thing to use for that, right? Well, so I got started on that. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about cross stitch camp. If you don't already know, I won't go into too much detail. Sherry, the Colorado Cross Stitcher, has a video that explains everything in detail, but I will give you the short version. Now, I have participated in every one of Sherry's camps except for the very first one because I did not know about it, but as soon as I found out about it, I've been participating in them ever since, and I made myself a project bag specially for my cross stitch camp pieces. And every camp, Sherry puts out a little badge. You don't have to stitch it, but it's cute, and I do stitch them, and I do put them on my bag. So I wanted to show you my bag. And so I've participated in, this will be my 5th cross stitch camp. And this is the badge for this summer one. It's a sweet little stitching bird. So the prompts for camp, what you need to know, just a quick short version. It is free to enter. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to sign up anywhere. All you literally have to do is put your supplies, like a picture of your floss, your fabric, your pattern, not the pattern, but the cover. You know, put a picture on Instagram. This is where she does everything, is on Instagram. And you tag her. The hashtags are Colorado Cross Stitcher and Cross Stitch Camp 2023. If you use those two hashtags, Sherry will see it, she will like it, and you will be on her spreadsheet where she keeps up with everybody that's participating. So, well, what does it mean to participate? It's just fun. She gives you like a little prompt. It might be something that kind of pushes you to do something new that you've never done before, or it's just fun to participate with everybody and watch the hashtags and see what everybody else is doing. But also, when you get on her list, you will be entered in to win some prizes. So that's always fun too. Now, the prompts for this year: June, stitch something with a bird. July, stitch something that grows. Well, just so happens that my August Quaker monthly has some things that grow. I'm already going to start this July 1st anyway, so I'm going to use it as my cross stitch camp. There are birds and there are flowers in this one. So this easy, right? But August, I don't know what I'm doing yet. It has to be something that's new to you. Well, I love doing new things, so I want to do something new. I don't know if it's going to be a new fabric to me, a new floss, a new pattern designer. I don't know. We'll see. Also, what I thought would be fun today is I brought over last year's summer camp stitches that I did. So, I'm sorry. I hope that my setup is okay today. I thought it might be a little bit crooked. Okay. Last year's summer, the prompt for June was to stitch something that has to do with a holiday. So one of my very favorite holidays is Thanksgiving. I love it. So I picked a pattern from Deborah, the French Giraffe. She's such a sweet lady, a sweet friend. Love her designs. I did her little turkey. There you can see it a little bit better. He's so cute. I love him. So I did that for last June. The prompt for last July is stitch something that you can finish not in a frame, some other way. I should also add with the cross stitch camp, the goal is to finish stitching it by the end of that month. So like I'm stitching the July Quaker, I will have that finished stitching by the end of this month. You don't have to, and you definitely don't have to fully finish it, but the goal is to try to finish it. So pick something that you can do, in that time. If you don't, it's okay, but you do get some extra points, I think, on her list if you do finish stitching it. So the next thing that I did, and I said all that to say, this is not fully finished, and there's a reason why. So my sister participated in this camp with me. And we both did the same thing. It's Dear Tear by Hands On Design. And we're going to finish this as a little ornament. Well, my sister, I'm going to fully finish hers for her. And she didn't finish stitching it yet. So I was just going to wait and do them both. I like to do an assembly line if I can. So when she gets done stitching on hers, I will fully finish them both. But this is just a sweet little tiered tray, and I'm going to finish it as an ornament. I love cross-stitch ornaments too. So that was July. August last year was stitch something new to you. So what I did was I did a new to me designer. I had never stitched anything by her before, and I also stitched on Charcoal Ada, which I had never stitched on that color before. And this is the House on Pumpkin Hill Pinkeep by Stacy, Nash Primitives. And I loved every stitch of this. It's one of my favorites. I don't know if I'm wild about how I finished it. I'm kind of having the urge to do what I did with last year's Patriotics and take it apart and do something different, but I don't know. What do you think? Let me know. Then, okay. So the sewing project that I did. What I'm about to show you, I did not sew this week, but I want to show you this first because it's a little bit of a story of how I got here. So it all starts with the Book of Days. This was my first year to get one and my first year to use it, and I have used it. I mean, every day I put in what I'm stitching, you know, I put some little stickers. Like, I really do use it. I really love it. And but I love paper and pen. Like, I love to write. I keep a calendar. I mean, I love it. So when I got this, I know a lot of people take theirs apart and they bind it and do all that. And that was my intention when I first got it. But then when I got it, I changed my mind. I didn't want to do that. And I was trying to find a way, what can I do? What can I do? And I had seen a tutorial, Fat Quarter Shop did like a planner cover that was quilted. Jessica Sweetwater Stitcher did a cover for her Book of Days. And I thought, you know what? I'm doing that. That's what I'm going to do for my Book of Days. So I made one. And it just has little flaps on the inside where the covers just slide in. And the fabric that I used for this is called, and I wrote it down. Okay, I just bought a charm pack. It's by Moda. It's called Sunwashed. And I really love blue. But I was like, I don't want to do it just all blue, but I do want to have some blue elements in there. So I thought this was a good fabric. So I already had the fabric. Jessica Sweetwater Stitcher put out her cross stitch mat pattern and I made one. But this also incorporates one of my cross stitch starts and finishes this week. I had a pattern that I already had. I've had it for a while. This is by Sherry from Colorado Cross Stitcher. And it is Stitching Makes Me Happy. So I stitched that up real quick and then I turned it into a stitching mat. And I used the fabrics on the sides are that same fabric from my cover, okay? Now, this pocket down here fabric and this in the middle are not, they're different. This is something else that I had. Because I realized, wait a minute, I need more than, wait, I need a pocket. Wait, what am I going to do? Because I only had a charm pack of that fabric. So I was like, am I going to piece it together? Like, what am I doing? And so then I found this in my stash and I was like, that works. So this lays on your table and kind of hangs off and you can put your little supplies and stuff in these pockets. If you're at a stitching retreat, not that I'm going to StitchCon, I wish I was, and I hope that everybody that's going has a fabulous time. Stay safe, have fun, and just think about me because I'm going to be thinking about y'all. So that's my mat. And I have one more thing to show you in that little collection. Now, this is also, the whole thing's a story. Everything's a story with me. I know, I'm sorry. But I'm going to take everything out so I can just show it all to you. So, last year, I had been seeing Nicola from Hands Across the Sea, her beautiful boxes, right? Everybody has. And I wanted one. And I was going to buy one. I put it all in my cart. I was ready. I was going to do it. And it just, honestly, the price just kind of stopped me. I was like, what am I doing? This, oh my goodness. This is a $200 I'm about to spend on this little box. Surely I can find a dupe. Just something that isn't quite as much and that would do what I need it to do, which is just hold my scissors, hold my little supplies, whatever, and still be cute. So I found one, and I found it at Target, and I thought, this is perfect. Like, I think this is the thing. But I didn't buy it because it had the ring section in the middle to put, it was a jewelry box to put your rings in. And I was like, oh, what am I going to do with that? What am I going to do? And so I had sent it to my friend Allie, and I was like, this is perfect. Like, this is the box. I think it's it. And so then we both saw, like the same day, Stitching Wren on Instagram. She posted hers, and I was like, that's the same box I've been looking at, and I've been having in my cart for like ever. So I asked her about it, and she was like, yep, it's from Target. So bought it, put it together. Here is the inside of mine, and I used that Sunwashed fabric to line it. All I did was take out the middle section here was for rings, took that out, lined it with cute little fabric, okay? And I'm gonna show you everything that's in it, but the most fun part of this is that I put something on the outside, and I love it. I love it. So I wanted to show you. I did my monogram, and then I put rickrack around it. Now, this fabric I hand dyed myself. I tried to match the fabric on the inside. Now, I also tried to do that with the floss. I just picked a floss that matched kind of that color with the flowers. And I have a Cricut, so like I monogram a lot of things. And so I used my monogram from that to make a cross stitch chart. Anyway, here's my monogram. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So I'm going to show you real quick what I put in my box that I always have in here. I have a corner gauge. This one came from my January Project Keeper Club from Tiger Lily, and it was in there, and it is from Scarlet Sky Designs. You can buy them from her, but not with the special flower that we had in our box. That was exclusive. What else is, I have the cutest, sweetest needle book that my friend Carrie made and gets sent to me. So I keep that back there. Then I have a tape measure. I use this a lot. I got it from Fat Quarter Shop, and it goes right there. And then I use my iPad a lot of the time to stitch, most of the time. So I have a stylus that I keep in there. My sister gifted me. In our April Keeper Club, we got another exclusive design. It's a needle minder, and it is by Little Wren. She's on Instagram and Etsy. So I keep that snapped right here so that if I need to throw my needle over there, you know, real quick, I can. And then this little tool is, it's from Fat Quarter Shop, and it's called the Tail End Weaver. And it's, I don't know if you can really see, but there you go. I use that. I play a lot of thread chicken, a lot. So that comes in handy sometimes. I also have a needle threader. Now I got this from, she's called What Can't Brooke Do? Now it's little, so I'm going to try to show it to you. Let's see. Let me do this. I mean, it is tiny. It's a kitty, and she has a tail that moves. I have 2 Bengal cats, and if you don't know what Bengals are, look them up. They are, in my opinion, the most beautiful cat. They're bred with Asian leopard, and they look like a little mini leopard in my house. I love them so much, like a lot. They are like my children. Okay. I also have an Unstitcher, Fat Quarter Shop. All these little things have their own little home. I put some chapstick in here that my friend Allie sent me that fits perfectly. Right here. And my sweet husband got me some Kohana scissors. I think they were for my birthday last year, maybe. And those go right in the middle. And then sometimes I may have a random floss in there because whatever I'm stitching on, I might bring the floss out of my project keeper and then I just like throw it in there while I'm using that floss. So that's my box and I love it and I hope you do too. Now, I told you about Cross Stitch Camp and I told you that I had a new start, but I just remembered that I didn't show you the start. This is my start on the July Quaker. I love to stick with one floss as long as I can, as long as it makes sense. If it's a huge sampler, I may not always do that, right? But this, I can count and make it work, and I'm usually right on. Like, it usually is not messed up, so because I count a lot. I love it, love it, love it. So that's my start. And I'm doing pretty good there because I'm almost done with that color. And here's the chart again, but I'll move on to the darker blue or the red next, and then I'll be done. Those aren't super huge. They're like 115 by 79. So not tiny, but you know, doable. Another thing, one more thing I wanted to mention that I was participating in is that Jessica Sweetwater Stitcher has a Facebook group, SYS 2023. It stands for Stitcher Stash 2023. So they are, her and the Fanciful Flamingo are both doing that page. And so they sometimes do little prompts, like they're doing a 6 in 6 this weekend. And so if anybody wanted to participate, I wanted to just throw that out there. I started doing it yesterday. I didn't stitch very much yesterday. I spent most of my day, like all of it, swimming and in the sun. So I did stitch in the morning and then I stitched last night. So I started out my first hour. What you do is you stitch 6 hours over the weekend, over Saturday and Sunday. It can be 6 hours on one thing. It can be 6 new starts. It can be 6 whips. It can be, so like mine, I stitched for an hour on my July Quaker that I already had started, you know, but I just put some stitches in it in the morning yesterday. And then the reason I like doing these is because it forces me to kind of pick up some things that I might not have picked up. Because sometimes I get stuck on one thing for a couple days and just go on that. But so the next thing I pulled out was I'm doing Oh Joyous Day as a birth sampler that I started on my little one's birthday. And so this is where I'm at on that. And then I pulled out my, what is it called? Mighty Acorn, I think is what it's called. And this is by, here, let me put it on this. Blackbird Designs. Oh, and I should have said the other one is too. Oh Joyous Day is Blackbird Designs. And this one is also Blackbird Designs. I wonder if I brought the books up here. I think that I did. Yes. So Oh Joyous Day is its own book, or its own, you know, pamphlet, whatever. One pattern in here. But Mighty Acorn is not. It is in the Winds of Autumn book. This is one of my favorite books. It is absolutely beautiful. And this is the first thing that I'm stitching out of it. My sister got me this chart. I don't know, maybe for Christmas, I think. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. So I'll show you that one that I'm stitching on. There. Love it. Started that with my friend Allie also. Okay. So that was 3 hours of the 6 in 6. So I got 3 things to stitch on today, and I don't know what I'm going to stitch on. I think I'm just going to go down there and see what looks right and feels right and looks good. I had every intention before I started this channel to have like this very cute backdrop, and I just haven't. I didn't do it. And you know what? I was like, I can't let that keep stopping me and putting this off all the time, right? So I just went with it. I had already cleared this corner of my sewing room out, and this is where I was going to do it. But I had every intention of like stitching behind me and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, whatever. But over here on my sewing table, I don't know if you noticed, but I had this beautiful pattern that my sister stitched this for me. Is that not so sweet? And there's like so much detail. I did not have this on my list to even show today. When I got up here, I was like, oh, what can I put beside me here to look cute? And I grabbed this because it was on the other side. And so I didn't have the designer or any of that. I want to say she got this as a kit, but I'm not 100%. I can ask her, and if y'all want to know, just let me know. But I just thought, oh, I mean, I literally cried when she gave me this. I just could not. I mean, I know when I give somebody something that I've stitched, like I don't do that for just anybody, you know? So for her to put all that effort and like, I don't know, it's just very sweet and I really appreciate it. So, that's all that I have today. And I'm so happy to be back here and more videos to come, more fun to come. I'm excited and I hope y'all have a really good week, and please comment, message to me. I love that. I love reading all of them. And if you don't mind, give me a like and a subscribe. Thank you so much. Have a great week. See you next time.